As the investigation into the deaths of Spencer and Monique Tepe entered its second week in January 2026, the Columbus Division of Police shifted their strategy from a quiet evidence collection phase to a high-stakes public appeal. The core of this appeal lies in a terrifyingly specific timeline that has been reconstructed through a combination of digital forensics and neighborhood surveillance. Detectives have now pinpointed a precise window. The murders occurred between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. on the morning of December 30th. This refined timeline changes the entire context of the sanctuary breach at 1411 North 4th Street. It confirms that the killer did not strike during the chaos of a morning routine or the vulnerability of an evening homecoming. They arrived in the absolute dead of a winter night. For more true crime stories like this, hit the subscribe button. To understand the weight of this timeline, one must consider the environment of Wineland Park during those hours. Meteorological records for that morning show the temperature in Columbus plummeted into the 20s. This was a night of freezing, biting cold. While most residents were hunkered down in their beds, someone was operating in the dark. This predatory patience suggests a killer who was not bothered by the elements. Someone who waited until the street was empty, until the lights in the Tepe home were extinguished, and until the 4-year-old and 1-year-old were likely in their deepest sleep. The most significant development in this phase was the release of grainy surveillance footage captured by a neighbor's security camera. The footage shows a person of interest, a figure wearing a dark hooded jacket, light-colored gray pants, and black shoes, walking through an alleyway near the Tepe residence during that exact 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. window. This is the first time the public has seen a possible silhouette of the individual responsible for this tragedy. Investigative experts, including retired Chicago Police Detective Commander Will Savar, have pointed out a specific detail in the footage that could be the smoking gun for identification. The gait. The person in the video walks with a distinct, somewhat pigeon-toed stride. They are seen looking down, possibly to hide their face from the very surveillance cameras they were passing. In forensic science, gait analysis is often as reliable as a fingerprint. Every person has a unique mechanical way of moving, the swing of the arms, the tilt of the shoulders, and the specific way the feet strike the pavement. By releasing this to the public, the police are banking on the familiarity factor. They are hoping that a neighbor, a former patient, or an acquaintance will watch the video and say, "I know that walk." The location of this sighting, the alleyway, is critical. The Tepe home is a modern duplex with a detached garage at the rear, accessible only by that narrow alley. In many urban settings, the alley is the blind spot of a home's security. While the front door may have a ring camera or a Nest system, the back entrance is often where a predator looks for a vulnerability. Yet, despite this figure being caught in the alleyway, the central mystery of the case remains. No forced entry. Police have confirmed that there were no shattered windows and no kicked-in doors. This leads to two chilling possibilities. Either the perpetrator possessed a key or a digital entry code, or they found a back door that had been accidentally left unlocked on a cold December night. Commander Savar noted that the odds of a complete stranger finding an unlocked door in the middle of the night and committing a double homicide without any sign of a struggle are long odds. This points the finger back toward a targeted attack, one where the killer knew exactly where they were going and how to get there. The tragedy is deepened by the presence of the family's golden doodle. The dog was found inside the home, physically unharmed, alongside the children. In most home invasions, a dog acts as a natural alarm system. The fact that the dog was found quiet and the children were physically safe suggests the act was carried out with terrifying speed and silence. Some experts have speculated on the use of a suppressor, silencer, on the 9mm weapon, which would explain why no neighbors reported hearing shots in the quiet of a winter night. As the shadow in the alley remains unidentified, the family, led by Monique's brother-in-law Rob Misley, is left to care for two children who are currently unaware of the void in their lives, but who represent the ultimate collateral damage of a night that began with a prowler in the freezing cold. For more true crime stories like this, hit the subscribe button. The investigation has now moved into a phase of forensic attrition. With the release of the alleyway footage and the narrowing of the timeline, the Columbus Homicide Unit is working 24/7 to connect the physical evidence found in the master bedroom to the silhouette seen on camera. This is a whodunit, that relies on the smallest microscopic details. The 9mm shell casings, the digital pings of cell phone towers, and the psychological fragments of a 4-year-old child. The shell casings recovered from the scene are the silent witnesses of the crime. Commander Savar explains that every time a firearm is discharged, the mechanical parts of the gun leave distinct, microscopic marks on the brass casing. These marks are as exclusive to a weapon as a fingerprint is to a human. These casings have been entered into the NIBIN database to see if the murder weapon has hit in any other crime scenes across the country. However, the ultimate prize remains the weapon itself. Because the killer took the gun but left the casings, they have left behind a mechanical signature. If that 9mm is ever recovered, whether in a traffic stop or a search warrant, the case will be closed instantly. The disparity in the violence is a detail that detectives are using to build a profile of the killer. Reports indicate that Dr. Spencer Tepe was shot multiple times, while Monique suffered at least one gunshot wound to the chest. In criminal profiling, overkill on one victim often points to a personal motive, a deep-seated rage specifically directed at that individual. Detectives are now performing a deep dive into the couple's history to find the source of this anger. They are scrutinizing Spencer's professional life at the Athens Dental Depot, looking for disgruntled patients or former employees. They are looking at Monique's past, including her 2017 divorce, which was settled amicably, to see if any old connections had soured. They are looking for the why to find the who. While the forensics continue, the investigation has turned toward a process called cell tower dumping. Investigators are identifying every mobile device that connected to the nearby towers in Wineland Park between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. They are looking for a phone that moved in sync with the person seen in the alleyway video. In a modern neighborhood, a killer can hide their face, but it is nearly impossible to hide the digital trail left by a mobile device. Even a phone in airplane mode can sometimes be tracked through specialized forensic software. The most poignant aspect of this phase is the victim's sensitive interview, VSSI. The Tepe's 4-year-old daughter is at an age where she can communicate, but her brain is processing immense trauma. Specialized child trauma experts are working with her in a non-threatening environment to see if she can provide a single detail, a name, a voice, or even a color. As her uncle Rob Misley stated, the family wants to believe with their heart that the children saw nothing, but the police must explore every possibility. If the children were awake, they are the only people on Earth who know what the person of interest sounds like. As of early 2026, the case is at a tipping point. The community has raised over $160,000 for the children, and the Columbus police have maintained a level of secrecy that suggests they are protecting a lead. They are waiting for one mistake, a shell casing match, a recognized gate, or a digital footprint. The story of Spencer and Monique Tepe is a reminder that while a killer can breach a sanctuary, they cannot escape the web of modern evidence. The 2021 wedding video shows a couple on their 5th anniversary threshold, smiling on the steps of their home. That home is now a reminder that even the most beloved and extraordinary lives can be touched by a darkness that refuses to be explained. The Columbus police have vowed not to stop until the shadow in the alleyway is given a name and the silence of December 30th is replaced by justice. And as always, you've been watching True Crime Story Vault, where every story is told with facts, empathy, and respect for those who can no longer speak for themselves. For more true crime stories like this, hit the subscribe button and comment your thoughts below. Until next time, remember, the truth is never buried.